Guys, as we're talking about choices, I'm going to keep going a little bit. Let's say, what if Abraham had chosen to disobey God? If Joseph had chosen to disobey God? If Moses had chosen to disobey God? If the harlot, Rahab the harlot, had chosen to go against the spies and not help them, what would have happened, my brothers and sisters? What would have happened? Will we be where we are here today? There were many voices, I'm sure, in the mind of Moses, Joseph, David, Rahab, Abraham even, but they chose to follow and obey God. Right now in your life, there may be people in your life that's trying to talk you out of something that God is telling you to do. They're telling you why it does not make sense. It made no sense for Rahab to help those spies. But she ended up becoming a part of the lineage of Jesus Christ, and she saved herself, and not only herself, but her household from destruction and death that came upon the city where she lived. You may feel like a Joseph, that your family has turned away from you, they've betrayed you, they've sold you out, you're in a strange land, you're somewhere working hard, you're doing jobs that you felt you should not have been doing, or you could be right there in the house and be exiled, where everybody else is getting opportunities, but for some reason they decided to treat you differently and not give you the same treatment and the opportunity. And guess what? In it all, you're called. If Abraham was afraid and didn't obey God and didn't choose to get away from what was familiar to him, some of you, God is trying to move you, telling you to come out here. He wants you to move here. But maybe you're listening to the voices of your family and your friends and those that you're familiar with. And maybe you may be married. Maybe you have a great job. And it's in your head like, no, don't go. Don't leave. This is what you know. Are you crazy? This is not the time to be going. All this stuff is happening. This epidemic. This is crazy. This pandemic. But God is calling you out. And again, as I said, feeling like a Joseph in your own home. Everyone is treating you differently or disliking you because maybe your features is different. People can be petty that way, either because your features is different. Maybe you're a woman and your features are different from your sisters, and maybe you have longer hair. Maybe you look a different way and it's used against you. They hate you for it. Or maybe you don't look like them. Maybe you look different from them. And they often say that you're adopted and make fun of you. And so you feel as if, you know what, I'm different. And it could be the same thing for a man. But I want you to think about this. No matter who's telling you not to leave when God is calling you out, and no matter what it looks like, it seems like you're being thrown away and in the wilderness, do not close your ears to the voice of God, to know that in everything there is perfect purpose, and God is going to lift you up and lift you out. And you may feel like a Moses. You're once in the know. You were privileged, you had everything, and now things are shifting and changing, or you do have that and God is calling you out and you don't want to leave your comforts. There can be so many things. You could be a Rahab, whether you're a man or a woman, not necessarily being a harlot, not looking at the sex, but the situation. This does not make sense for you to help these individuals. This does not make any sense for you to make this move, but God is telling you to make this move. But what if Joseph had not done what he did? What if he had not remained loyal? What if he had fell into the arms of Potiphar? What if he had grown into a place of bitterness and began to feel entitled? What if Moses had not left his life of luxury? What if Rahab had said, "Nah, forget that. I don't trust these people," and did not help the spies? What if Abraham had just shirked God and totally disobeyed him and stayed right there in his hometown with his family, with his people? Then all that we read about would have never happened. And I'm here to tell you that when you choose not to obey God and his calling, you're affecting generations. You're affecting strangers. You're affecting people that you don't know. You may be even affecting nations, your nation and other nations, by not doing the things that God has called you to do. Your lineage, your children and their children's children, your eternity. A lot of times people tend to look at themselves and think, I am a nothing and I am nobody, or I'm just this regular person. There's somebody else that can do what I can do. But no, your DNA, everything is specific to you. There's nothing average about us. We are one of a kind. And even if you're twin or triplets, you all have different types of DNA. It's different. There's things that are simply, there's certain things about you that's specific to you and not even to your twin. Listen to me. We won a race when we were born, during the time that our parents came together, and at the time of conception. There was a race where there were millions of other possible people that could have fertilized the egg of our mother. But we won the race. You were one out of millions of eggs. And let's not forget, once they get to the egg, there's still that race to see which one will actually get in and fertilize the egg. And it was you. It was me. That makes us unique all in itself. So now you're here. So the things that God is saying for you to do, don't take it lightly. Don't override it. Some of the things that we go through and some of the setbacks and some of the delays, sometimes it's a result of poor decisions we made back then. But by the grace of God, by his mercy, we're here. Make the right choice, my brothers and sisters. Choose to follow the Father, regardless of what things look like. No matter what you may think about yourself. Perhaps you are like Rahab, and by that I mean not necessarily being a harlot, and that may be the case, but the character, your background, where you come from. And so you don't feel worthy, that God will not use you for this thing because of what other people are saying, and what even people in the church, when they know of your past and the things that you have done, they want to hold you down. But I hear the Lord saying, you must hear my voice. I'm not looking at your history. I'm not looking at your background. I'm not looking at the history of your mother, the history of your father, the history of your brothers. Some of you, you've come from a household of what people will call the undesirables. You're known for trouble. You're known for causing issues. You're known for being broke poor. You're known for being skid row folks. But God is saying, I'm calling you out. And God is saying, I don't see your people and I don't see your family as skid row, but I see them as being lost. And you are the light that will shine. Even if they never accept me, you will be the light that will shine to set the precedent for the next generation. So it's very important that you obey God. All right? Peace out.